Italy in 2026. A season of sun-baked terraces and quiet turquoise coves, of cliffside villages glowing at dusk and slow lunches that last all afternoon. If you've ever imagined gliding past Capri's Faraglioni or waking to the scent of lemon groves above the Amalfi Coast, this is the year to do it. On the perfect yacht. Today, we're counting down the top 5 yachts to charter in Italy in 2026, chosen for their design, their service, and how beautifully they fit the Italian way of summer. Each is a real crude super yacht you can charter, and each brings something special to these iconic waters. If you're ready to find your dream yacht and start shaping a bespoke itinerary, visit Elite Rentals today. Thoughtful charters begin with the right match. We'll move from striking 66-meter style to palatial Oceanco elegance, pairing insider Italian moments along the way. Weekly rates mentioned are indicative, plus expenses and VAT where applicable, and availability does shift quickly for peak weeks. Let's begin. At number 5, Okto, 66 meters of stealthy Italian attitude from ISA Yachts. There's a particular glamour to Okto, sleek lines, a monochrome palette by Alberto Pinto, and the famous black granite swimming pool aft, framed by glass with underwater lighting that turns each night at anchor into a private light show. She's a yacht designed not just to be seen, but to be felt. Whisper quiet at cruising speed, with vibration levels tuned to a hush so dinner conversation flows like the wine. Okto sleeps up to 11 guests in 6 cabins, including a full-beam owner's suite and a flexible layout for families or couples traveling together. The deck plan feels composed, almost architectural. Sun pads framed by teak, a gym tucked where the sea breeze finds you, and a cinema setup for late-night films after a long swim. Water toys cover the essentials for an Amalfi week, sea bobs for underwater flights, jet skis for a dash to the rocks, and elegant tenders that kiss the pier without fuss. In Italy, Okito's scale is a superpower. She's large enough to feel expansive, yet nimble for classic anchorages off Positano and the islets of Lee Galley. Here's an insider flow for a perfect day. Anchor off Lee Galley just after breakfast. The water has that early morning clarity that feels unreal. Tender into Positano for a stroll before the crowds, then reserve a late lunch at La Fontellina on Capri. Your tender will slip in as the midday rush melts away. Capri's marina is tight for big yachts in high season. Instead, Okto can anchor off Marina Piccola and keep the pool prepped for a sunset swim when you return. Keep a light evening and let the deck team set a cinema under the stars. Amalfi's coastline in silhouette never gets old. Indicative weekly rate for Okto from around $400,000 to $460,000, plus expenses and VAT where applicable. Elite Rentals curates bespoke charters for every Italian coastline, from Amalfi's terraces to Sicily's volcanic silhouettes, matching your pace to the yacht that fits you best. At number 4, Resilience, a 65-meter 2021 build from ISA Yachts, shimmering with the kind of new-build confidence you feel the second you step aboard. Think near floor-to-ceiling glass, terraces that unfurl to the sea, and a main deck infinity pool that feels made for golden hour portraits. Inside, contemporary textures soften the light, a palette that's glamorous yet calm after a day in salt and sun. Resilience sleeps up to 12 guests across 7 cabins, with a standout owner's suite on the main deck and a private balcony that folds down. Morning espresso with the simplest, best view. There's an elevator, a well-equipped gym, and a full wellness zone in the beach club with sauna and hammam. It's the sort of place you talk about long after the charter ends. Toys include e-foils for those mirror-flat mornings, jet skis, sea bobs, and a proper chase tender that makes transfers to shore effortless. This is a Sardinia yacht through and through. The Costa Smeralda is a palette of blues that never repeats. Cala Coticchio on Caprera with water like cut glass. Mortorio for a swim that starts bold and ends meditative. In August, Porto Cervo is electric. Book early for a super yacht berth along the new quay, then tender over to Phi Beach for that big sky sunset. The La Maddalena National Park is protected, Permits and speed limits apply, and having a team that understands the rhythms of the coast matters. Resilience's experienced crew coordinates seamlessly. Early morning runs to scout anchorages. Toys launch before you even ask. Lunches timed to the sea breeze so every course lands perfectly. Expect weekly rates in the region of $650,000 to $700,000, plus expenses and VAT where applicable. At number 3, Maltese Falcon, 88 meters of legend from Perini Navi. If you want Italy to feel cinematic and you want every tender ride to look like a film poster, sail. Maltese Falcon is an icon for a reason. The revolutionary dyna-rig with 3 soaring masts and computer-controlled sails that set with balletic precision. Under full sail, sound fades and the sea speaks. You understand why sailors fall in love with lines and wind. The interior is sculptural and modern, clean geometry, artful lighting, and a palette that lifts the day's colors from sea to sky. She welcomes 12 guests in 6 suites, with impeccable service from a crew that knows how to choreograph sail days around your appetite and the forecast. Deck life is pure theater. Al fresco dining under the spars, a spa pool to cool off, and vantage points that make every cove feel like a private amphitheater. For Italy, consider Sicily and the Aeolian Islands for Maltese Falcon's natural stage. Start in Palermo's historic harbor, then move to Salina for crystalline swims and caper-scented breezes before a quiet dinner on deck. Time your night passage to Stromboli so you drift past the Sciara del Fuoco under sail, watching lava trace red threads into the sea. Few yacht moments are more unforgettable. Panarea gives you whitewashed lanes and anchorages in sapphire. Lipari brings history. Your tender does the theater of arrivals perfectly, and sailing between islands makes the distances feel like part of the luxury. Indicative weekly rate, approximately $490,000 to $600,000, plus expenses and VAT where applicable. If you're debating motor versus sail, Maltese Falcon is the counter-argument that becomes a love story. When you're ready to shortlist and hold prime summer weeks, Elite Rentals will align your dates, your style, and your itinerary. Then secure the right berth and the right chef for the way you like to eat. At number 2, Kensho, 75 meters from Admiral, delivered in 2022. She is a meditation on space and light, a yacht that reimagines how you move through a day at sea. The engine room is pushed forward to open a vast, tiered beach club aft, with folding terraces that turn water into architecture. There's a glass-edged pool with the horizon embedded in every stroke, and the interior by Juan Mancu brings a modern, zen calm to every room. Silk-smooth woods, sculpted volumes, and an easy dialogue between inside and out. Kensho accommodates up to 12 guests across 6 lyrical suites. Think morning movement in a wellness space that breathes, lunches at that long, elegant table while boats pass like camera pans, and a sun deck that never feels crowded. Toys include e-foils, sea bobs, sleek tenders that make Portofino arrivals a study in understatement, and a dive setup to chase that glassy morning visibility. For Italy, Kensho finds her stride on the Riviera and Ligurian coast, with day-to-day life that feels effortlessly polished. Anchor in Paragi Bay for emerald shallows, then tender into Portofino as the facade warms. Reservations at Splendido for an early dinner, or keep it easy with a long lunch in Santa Margherita before a late swim. For larger-scale berthing, base in La Spezia or Genoa, then day cruise the Cinque Terre at a pace that respects the protected marine zones. Your captain will time tender drops to Vernazza and Monarola in that soft hour when the crowd's thin and the light turns everything the color of apricots. Expect weekly rates around $850,000 to $900,000, plus expenses and VAT where applicable. Kensho is for those who want a contemporary Italian summer. Design forward, quietly opulent, every moment in tune with place. If a modern icon like Kensho speaks to you, or you want to compare her to a classic feed ship aesthetic or a wellness-heavy Oceanco, inquire with Elite Rentals. 2026 peak calendars are already in motion. Early holds secure the weeks that shape a beautiful season. At number 1, Tranquility, 91.5 meters of Oceanco presence, built to PYC and designed for large groups who still want intimacy. She is the complete super yacht experience for Italy, welcoming up to 22 guests across a generous suite configuration and carrying the spaces and staffing to make everyone feel like the only one aboard. Interiors by Winch Design bring quiet drama, a palette that glows at dusk, glass that expands the horizon, art pieces that reward a second look. The wellness deck is a world of its own. Full spa with hammam and sauna, massage rooms, a beauty suite, and a plunge pool for the reset you promise yourself every year and finally keep. Outside, multiple pools and jacuzzis invite a rhythm of swim, sun, repeat. A certified helideck streamlines arrivals, and the beach club is a theater of water. Folding platforms, a flotilla of toys from jet skis and sea bobs to e-foils and towables. Service is a symphony. Deck crew preempt the day, stewards move like choreography, and the chef builds menus around the produce at hand. Capres with buffalo mozzarella still cool from the dairy, raw red prawns from Mazzara del Vaio, lemons that perfume a simple risotto. In Italy, tranquility unlocks the big canvas without sacrificing local texture. Start in Naples, where super yacht berths can accommodate her scale, and anchor off Capri when the island is at its most magnetic. Tender to the Blue Grotto early, then lunch on the south side where cliffs fall straight into the sea. Move south to the Ionians if your group loves movement, or pivot to Sardinia for a week of Costa Smeralda brilliance. Portocervo handles yachts of this size with practiced discretion. Time a flight-seeing loop over Tavolara from the helideck for a memory, with a perspective you can't get any other way. For families, designate a yacht within a yacht day. Older kids run toys from the beach club while grandparents enjoy the spa, and the rest explore a quiet cove by tender. Evenings feel like an Italian villa in motion. Cocktails at the water's edge, dinner beneath a soft canopy of stars, then a slow walk along the deck as phosphorescence flickers near the stern. Indicative weekly rate for tranquility, approximately $100,000 to $200,000, plus expenses and VAT where applicable. For milestone celebrations or multi-generational escapes, there may be no more complete platform in these waters. Before you set dates, a few Italian insider notes. In August, Portocervo and Capri are peak theater. Reserve berths months ahead. The La Maddalena archipelago requires permits and careful timing. A good captain will balance tranquility with proximity. Cinque Terre is best approached by tender, with respect for protected zones. Your crew will choreograph swims and shore visits around that golden hour. And if you love wine, shape a day around inland tastings, Etna wineries near Taormina or Verdicchio in the Marche when you're on the Adriatic side. Your tenders become time machines, slipping you from sea to hillside without fuss. If this has sparked your 2026 summer, Elite Rentals will translate inspiration into a calibrated plan, securing the right yacht, the right crew, and the right week, then layering in the reservations and experiences that feel like your version of Italy. From helicopter transfers to chef-driven market runs, from Maddalena permits to Amalfi moorings, we punctuate the journey so every day feels perfectly placed. Thank you for sailing through Italy's finest with us. For availability, bespoke itineraries, and a discreet concierge that handles the details before you even think of them, begin your Italy 2026 charter at Elite Rentals. The season is calling. We'll meet you on deck.